Hello, today we're making lavender and chocolate sablés, which are a type of French biscuit, and they're super buttery and delicious. So to start these off, we're going to make a lavender syrup, and this is actually really nice as well as a mocktail. If you just stir a little bit in with some tonic water, some ice and a slice of lemon, it's really nice. But we're going to need a little bit as well for these biscuits. And you make this like any other simple syrup. It's in the name, it's very simple. You put the same amount of water and sugar, then we're adding 10 grams of our lavender flowers. We bring that to the boil, let it cool, and then sieve, and we're done. Now we're also going to make some lavender sugar to put in our biscuits. This is optional, but if you have the time, then it helps boost all the flavor. So you're just mixing half icing sugar with half lavender flowers and letting it sit overnight before sieving. Now we're ready for our biscuit batter. This is my absolute go-to sablé recipe because it's super easy. Some might even say it's as easy as 1, 2, 3 because it's 1 egg, 100 grams of sugar, 200 grams of butter, and 300 grams of flour. Get it? 1, 2, 3. And all you need to do is mix the butter, sugar and flour together with your hands until you get a kind of breadcrumb consistency, and then you stir in the egg to bind it all together. This is the perfect time for me to introduce Clara, the lawnmower robot, who seems to make quite a few guest appearances. Ooh, there she goes again. Anyway, back onto biscuit business. So once all the ingredients are combined and the dough looks like this, we're going to split it into 2 equal parts in separate bowls, and then plot twist, adding cocoa powder to one of the parts because everything is better with chocolate. Except that's not entirely true, because don't get me started on the time I got served a steak with lots of really thick chocolate on top, which was disgusting. But anyway, that's a whole other story. This will be better with chocolate. And then we're adding 20 grams of lavender syrup to our other part, and if this gets a little too wet, feel free to add in a tablespoon of flour. Now we've got our 2 parts, we squish them together to get a kind of marble half and half-ish effect on our biscuits, and we're going to roll them up into a log in cling film and store that in the fridge for like an hour to firm up. Fast forward an hour, the log's firmed up, we're ready to go. So we're gonna take it out of the cling film and slice it into kind of 1.5 centimeter slices, lay those out onto a baking sheet spaced out a little bit, and then prop them in an oven preheated at 180 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes. Mine took 15, but you just want them to start browning around the edge. While the biscuits are cooling down, we're going to melt some dark chocolate.
What's that? Ooh.
Hope everyone enjoyed that little interruption from my nephew, a true chocolate enthusiast. While the chocolate is melting, we're going to slowly stir in some lavender syrup. That was a lot of S's. And just keep tasting until the flavor's coming through. And finally, my favorite bit, we're going to dip each biscuit into that lavender chocolate and put them back on the baking sheet to let the chocolate set. I'm just sprinkling a little bit of sea salt and a few lavender flowers on top for extra pizzazz and decoration. Then, after a night in the fridge, the biscuits were finally ready to be eaten. I really enjoyed these, but more importantly, my nephew did too. Now for a final extra tip, if you've got any of that lavender chocolate left from the dipping, it actually makes really nice eating chocolate. So I would recommend pouring that into any kind of little molds that you might have, or even a rectangular tin. Leave it in the fridge overnight to set, and then you've got yourself some nice little lavender chocolates. And that's it. Thank you for watching.